Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your December 2018 general readings. Thank you for joining us here today and welcome to any newcomers. Thanks for all your likes, shares, subscribes, and all your support, feedback, and comments. You guys are awesome. Keep it coming. And thanks to all of my clients out there, both regular and new, for continuing to keep me so busy with personal one-on-one readings. It's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you. If any of you are interested in a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can get more info and contact details by going to my YouTube channel's homepage and clicking on the About button there. Or you can click on the description bar of any of the videos that I post. Please feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. Turnaround time is pretty good as I do readings full-time, 5 to 6 days a week. It is what I do. Although during the holidays, the sooner booked the better. I can usually get back to you within the same day or the first 24 hours of your initial contact with more info. So if you're interested, send me an email. We'll go from there. I do a wide variety of readings in all main areas of life, of all different types and lengths and costs. You can also find me on the smartphone app Instantgo under Irish Gypsy, and that link is also provided. And that's really, that app is really good for I have a lot of one question options. It's good for fast answers to fast, easy questions. For the more complicated, complex issues, traditional readings are probably best, but it's another option for you to consider for those of you who are interested. All right, let's move right into this. This reading is for the Earth sign of Virgo for the month of December 2018. Now, it's a general reading, and that can always resonate a little differently for everybody watching, so watch your rising and moon sign videos as well for additional clarification. All right, Virgo, let's see what's in store for you for December 2018, this holiday season. Okay, we begin with the 8 of Pentacles, followed by the 3 of Pentacles. 3 of Pentacles. We have the 2 of Swords, followed by the Knight of Wands. We have the 8 of Swords, followed by the 5 of Wands. And we have the 9 of Cups, followed by the Moon. And from the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and guidance is the Wheel of Fortune. So divine timing and orchestration is definitely at play. You may be receiving some, good luck or good fortune in some aspects of this month and in this situation. The Wheel of Fortune represents divine timing and orchestration, which is often not our timing and orchestration, but we have no control over it. This is God, Spirit, your angels, and guides helping you and cradling you and bringing things together in a way that is necessary for you to move forward from something. Even if that something is challenging, it is still a blessing and an opportunity for change and growth. It looks like, Virgo, you may be having you may be working hard at a collaboration or a partnership in trying to build something or achieve something or come to a common cause or goal, getting people to kind of agree on that. And there may be some struggle in that, and there always is when we're collaborating with other people. And it may be in job work, a career path, or a project or something that you're working on that includes other people. For some of you, it might be a singular relationship issue, but I feel like for more of you, it's more about, something that you're working on that requires compromise and negotiation, teamwork, collaboration, working with other people, because we open up with the 8 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. Pentacles is earth energy, and it can often manifest in that the earth energy parts of our life, which could be job, finances, work, career, assets, projects, tangible things we can see and touch and feel. It's the energy of the work that we put into building something, maintaining things. The 8 of Pentacles is the work card. It can represent working a lot. Maybe some of you, especially as we're approaching the holiday seasons, are working a lot, working overtime, getting up early, staying up late. being very dedicated to what you're working on to build and accomplish. It's clarified and accompanied by the Three of Pentacles, which is the teamwork card, the collaboration card. This represents, although it only has one person in this deck, on other tarot decks you can see other people, you know, sometimes two people being blessed by someone in the work that they're doing. It's about, this isn't a solo energy. This is about creating something with other people's input and help and advice and work and talents and skills, etc. So that requires teamwork, collaboration, working with other people, because you agree on what needs to be built or what needs to be achieved, or what common goal that you're striving for. But getting everybody to kind of agree on how that happens may be more challenging. Because next to that we have the Two of Swords, followed by the Knight of Wands. So the Two of Swords is a card about feeling stuck. Maybe there's something in front of you which needs to be dealt with, or a path that needs to be chosen, but there's this reluctance or resistance to take the blindfold off, look at the situation clearly, which would reveal what needs to happen. There's this reluctance and resistance. If you take the blindfold off, you'll see a situation clearly, and then you'll be put in a position where you kind of have to make a choice or a decision on something. And it's clarified by the Knight of Wands, which is fire energy. The Swords is air energy. It's about mental stuff, thoughts and belief systems and ideologies, because that affects how we relate and communicate. The Knight of Wands, knights usually represent offers and opportunities and the speed at which situation moves. The Knight of Wands, out of all four of the knights, because he's governed by the element of fire, he's the fastest. He just goes charging in to do things. This is a very assertive, dynamic energy. It's kind of in opposition to this Two of Swords. So what I feel is, Virgo, it might be you, it might be another person that you're working with. I do have to say that the Two of Swords is sitting right next to the Eight of Pentacles, the work card, but that could just mean the actual thing that you're trying to accomplish or build or get achieved. It looks like somebody, it looks like maybe around the second week or so of December, time always being fluid, whatever this project is, or whatever this goal that you're trying to get people together on and collaborate on and work towards, there's a sense maybe of being stuck. It looks like somebody, it might be you, it might be somebody else, is refusing to kind of look at something, or is having a hard time looking at something in order for this to move forward, and it's kind of blocking progress. Or they may just want to be rushing ahead into something without actually seeing everything or playing everything out before they set anything into motion. But it feels like whatever this is that you're working on, there's a bit of a block. It's a difficulty in getting things to move forward, which can be a very common challenge when you're working with a group of people and you may have a common cause or objective, but getting everybody to agree on how that happens can be like herding cats. It can be very difficult. So it looks like, you know, somebody's not looking at something or refusing to kind of look at something that other people may be suggesting as a way to kind of move this thing forward, and it's maybe kind of slowing things down a bit or putting a, you know, temporarily stopping things, and it feels like that lack of actually looking or considering at other people, or being reluctant to consider other people's ideas or what they have to contribute to this project or objective, is keeping things on hold. It's keeping a conflict going and being kind of stuck in that conflict, which is what the next two cards represent, the Eight of Swords and the Five of Wands. The Eight of Swords represents, you know, feeling kind of trapped, held hostage, unable to change a situation, even though the only thing that's like keeping you there is your perspective. Again, another person with a blindfold, and it's right next to the Two of Swords here. So Virgo, it looks like somebody that you're working with, but it might be you, it might be somebody else. There's a lot of people watching. I think for some of you it might be you, and for some of you it might be somebody else in this collaboration. Somebody is refusing to look at something. Maybe it's a fear of taking responsibility for this, or shouldering the responsibility for the bulk of this, or just, you know, being in a group of people and going, you know, yes, I know everybody has different opinions and things to contribute, but this is the way that I think it ought to go, and that's just the way it's going to be. And it's actually inhibiting progress on this and keeping this conflict, which clarifies the Eight of Swords. This is a card of conflict, the Five of Wands, going around and around and around. It's circular conflict, and it's rather petty in nature. And for those of you for whom it's not a work, career, project situation, it might be within the family system too. You know, we are looking at, we're in December, it's the holiday season, we have Christmas and New Year's, and maybe, you know, family comes in. Sometimes holidays can throw a big magnifying glass on issues which are already there, and, you know, the same old grudges or the same old arguments going around and around. It could be that too, as well. The way to kind of, if this is another person and they absolutely will not, because they're just stuck in what they're stuck in, they absolutely will not take the blindfold off to see something or consider something else. Sometimes the only thing that we can do is kind of remove ourselves temporarily or kind of back out of the conflict in order to stop it for a time. And I'm going to pull an additional guidance card too. The interesting thing is that you have this Wheel of Fortune crowning everything, which represents that this, whatever it is that's going on, it's like Spirit is trying to kind of move it through and move it out. But it feels like it's something that's meant to kind of happen. But I feel like the Wheel of Fortune is also divine timing and orchestration at play too. And I have this feeling this continues for a bit longer. I'm not seeing any particular decisions being made just yet, but I feel like there ought to be maybe a step back. I'm feeling like a step back from this maybe around the 3rd week or so, which is interesting because at or towards the end of the month we have the Nine of Cups and the Moon. Now the Moon can represent the way still being kind of cloudy, things churning under the surface, maybe not always knowing exactly what the outcome is or what the answer is, but crowning it is this Nine of Cups, which is a card of wish fulfillment, of having what you want, but it's also a card of making merry with friends and family and loved ones and people around you. And at or towards the end of December, I mean, we're looking at Christmas and we're looking at New Year's. And I really feel like for many of you, Virgo, this situation, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out in the mid-month readings. But I feel like this situation doesn't exactly resolve itself. It's just kind of there. And then we have the end of the year or the holidays, and you're actually enjoying yourself and having a good time, and you should. Meanwhile, this is still kind of bubbling or simmering on the back burner. So I'm going to pull an additional guidance card to see if Spirit is calling you to do anything specifically in regards to this situation or how to navigate it through the month of December. Because I'm not feeling like you should take a particular action just yet. Let's see what Spirit says. We have the Hanging Man. The Hanging Man represents making perhaps a smaller sacrifice in the now for larger gains. He withdraws and hangs in what appears to be an uncomfortable or awkward position, but it's temporary, and he knows it. And he knows that whatever it is he might be taking a temporary step back from, he knows that there's divine timing and orchestration at play here, that there's more to be revealed, that this situation still has to play out. So he kind of takes a step back, even though he may feel tempted to rush in there and force an outcome or a resolution or speed things up. But he doesn't, because he understands that divine timing and orchestration, that maybe everything has not played out yet. There's more to be revealed here. So he's temporarily removing himself from it and taking a step back. The interesting thing is that it looks like somebody is stuck and blind and being very stubborn and creating this or perpetuating this circular conflict. And the Hanging Man can sometimes represent standing back from a conflict and letting the people have enough rope to hang themselves with if that's what they're going to do. Not in a karmically negative way, of course, but just kind of taking a step back and letting people, perhaps a stubborn person, go, okay, do it your way, and find out that way that way isn't going to work. And then they'll be coming back going, okay, now I get it. But and it kind of goes along with what I was feeling. I feel like spirit in this situation, in order to navigate through it, so that you can have an enjoyable holiday season, I feel like you just need to temporarily remove yourself from this situation and just let it play out as it's going to play out, because divine timing orchestration, I feel, is kind of calling you. They're kind of in charge here. It's kind of overseeing this. So interesting reading. So Virgo, that pretty much wraps up your December 2018 general readings. I hope you found it useful. I always like to get comments and feedback, but this one I'm particularly interested in. So any of you for whom this resonates, you know, send something in the comment or send me an email letting me know how. I would be excited to hear that. Again, if any of you are interested in any more personal one-on-one reading with me, just click on the little About button on my YouTube channel's homepage, or click on the description bar of any of the videos I post for more info and contact details. You can email me directly at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I do love and romance, of course, relationship compatibility charting, as well as reconciliation potential, career work and finance readings, as well as investment readings. And particularly popular this time of the year, although you can order them any time of the year, I also do 6 and 12-month overviews, which take a look at what's coming in your life for the next 6 or 12 months in all the main areas of life. Depending on how far ahead you want to look. And again, you can do those any time of the year, but a lot of people order those during, you know, November, December, January, as we're kind of closing out one year and beginning a new one. And gift readings as well. The gift of a personal reading makes a lovely gift for friends, family, loved ones during the holidays, so something else to think about. So Virgo, I will see you all again in a couple of weeks for the mid-month readings. And until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. Take care. Bye-bye.